What's going on YouTube, man? Don't ever underestimate like having good mentors and watching people and really figuring out where did they go wrong. Like you have to really pay attention to see where people went wrong. That way you don't make the same mistakes, especially if you see yourself wanting a little bit more out of life. Like I was talking to one of my friends, they were saying how they was a hothead when they were young. But like when you talk about being a hothead, like being a hothead is cool when you like 13, 14. You know what I'm saying? Like you might get a slap on the wrist, but like when you're talking about you're 19 through 30, you know what I'm saying? Getting in fights and getting in arguments and all that stuff, that's not cool no more, right? So in this video, I'm gonna pretty much just give you some examples, some stuff that I learned along the way, and hopefully it helps you if you're not in the military, you about to join, or just in your regular civilian life. Let's get into the video. First off, man, I'm not gonna sit here and act like everybody that watches these videos aren't the problem. Like if everybody says that you're the problem, that means everybody's not lying, right? So that means we have to find what in ourselves is making us get in these predicaments. I remember I was on the ship, I was talking to one of my good friends now. He was a mentor to me, pretty much molded me to be in my early stages of coming up in the military. And I asked him, like, why are you always in trouble? You know what I mean? And then he'll sit there and explain to me why he was in trouble. But more so than not, when we get information, we tend to not look like we're listening when we're young, right? They'll say, man, you're not listening to me. It's one in one ear and out the other. But in all honesty, people are listening to you. You know what I'm saying? We taking heed, and that's to the older people out here, the people who just gives advice. And so for the people that was taking in advice, me at the time, I looked at it like, okay, I'm not gonna do what he did. You know what I'm saying? Because it took him 12 to 14 years to make E6 in the military. And so like knowing what he did wrong, I ended up doing better. And honestly, man, doing right is as simple as you just staying out of trouble. And that just makes sense, right? If you're in a sporting event, you playing a game and the game is like really close, you're not gonna be as effective if you're on the bench because you can't hold your temper tantrum. You don't know how to let things go when you're inside the game. So like when you're outside the game, you're not as effective. So the people who played the game longer than you are going to be more effective than you. And that's just logic. I always see people get in trouble with somebody else. All right, so if you want to play Superman or Superwoman, all right, that's fine. That's your decision. You got to understand that if they get in trouble, then you're going to get in trouble with them. Fine. Somebody's going to take the blame, or somebody's going to tell or lie and say that, you know what I'm saying, they're going to pass the blame off to whoever. I don't like getting in trouble with other people because you never know how that situation's going to go. And then you got to have that thought in your mind that's telling you like, okay, this situation's about to get bad. I need to exit the situation. If you don't have that little thought in your mind, that common sense thought, like ringing, these alarm bells ringing in your mind saying that, man, I need to get up out of this situation, you need to listen a little bit harder. Because I feel like if you're an adult, especially if you're an adult, you know when things are about to go left or when things are going right. So have that good and bad indicator in your mind and when things start going bad, get up out of there. Get up out of there. It's so much easier not being known as a snitch or a tattletale or a rat if you were never there. Nobody's gonna, I wasn't there. Just say you weren't there. You really weren't there. Now we'll go ahead and put this in like, you know, real life terms. If you go to jail and, you know what I'm saying, I didn't go to jail, you have to start back where you left off once you come back from jail. But I never had to stop. I just kept improving while you were in jail, right? And the same thing, let's put it in military terms. So in military wise, especially in the Navy, if you get in trouble, they're gonna dock you one whole eval cycle. And if you're in the Navy, you know what that means. So your write-up is gonna say, all right, member went to NJP, right? And then they're gonna say your punishment, they're gonna say what happened. But then you have to wait a whole nother cycle to get another eval to say something different and say, okay, this member bounced back from this, that, and the third. So that's 2 years of you like getting in trouble. You have to wait a whole nother year and work your way back up in order to like get a good eval. And so like now, like really you 2 years behind, because if I never got in trouble, I had a good eval for the first time, the same year you got in trouble. And then the year you trying to work back up, I had another good eval. So it's all about time, man. Don't waste your time. And that's honestly all the military is. That's all life is, right? It's all about what decisions did you make, when did you make them, and how serious were you are about improving. So if you're a hothead, don't be a hothead, man. And as always, pass this information down to somebody else. Like the video, share the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.